Think back to your first job, the independence and excitement, earning a paycheck. Well, for Asia O'Connor, her experience was the complete opposite. She was robbed of her youth by a coworker who turned out to be a convicted felon. 5 years later, that man is still on the run and still on Colorado's most wanted list. We have a look at the case in DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
Asia O'Connor was just 16 years old, trying to navigate the ropes of high school and find her passions in life.
I like drawing, painting, I do hula dancing.
She needed an outlet from school, so she picked up a waitress gig at a restaurant. Asia was just 1 week on the job.
I had asked one of my employees for a cigarette.
Her coworker, Timothy Chavez, grabs his pack of cigarettes and leads Asia to the back alley.
He did things that I didn't necessarily agree upon.
Double her size and age, Tim grabs and backs Asia into a wall.
I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I couldn't move. I felt really overwhelmed, and I felt I was out of control of the situation.
What happened next?
I was confused because I was like, she was at work. I didn't understand how she had said she had been raped.
It happened in pure daylight.
Someone definitely could have saw if they were walking in at the right time.
But no one was there to help.
You don't ever think that's gonna happen to your kid. Like, you can teach them, how to be safe. You never ever think that this is gonna happen at an after-school job.
Asia escapes back inside and runs to her boss.
I broke down at that point, and he told me to keep my composure so that customers wouldn't see.
He steps out of the room and she hears a knock on the door.
I opened the door. It was the person that had done that to me, and he dropped to his knees and begged me not to say anything to anyone.
Asia storms out, only for Tim to go after her again. Her employer did nothing to stop him.
They didn't just fail her, but just their complete lack of regard for her safety, the employee's safety, for the customer's safety is beyond reprehensible.
Asia and her mother took the case to police and quickly learned Tim had a history as a child sex predator with prior assault and kidnapping charges.
I was angry. I was really angry.
His workplace claims they had no idea and never ran a background check. But a quick Google search would have revealed his history in seconds. 18 months later, the case went to trial. Tim is convicted of 4 felonies, including kidnapping and sexual assault. Awaiting his sentence, he bonds out and is never seen again.
He's a sexually violent predator. He needs to be behind bars.
It's been 5 years and Asia still struggles with PTSD.
So probably the hardest part is the meltdowns. I don't really know what to say to her.
In my mind, he popped up any moment and do God knows what, and that's a really scary thing for me.
Heartbreaking. Earlier, Tori, Lindsay, and I spoke with the young survivor in this emotional and inspirational story. Take a look. Wow. We have Asia O'Connor here in studio with us. Asia, first of all, the courage. Thank you so much for being here, because I can only imagine the courage that it must take. I know your mom's here as well, both of you. We need to get you justice. Horrifying story. So here's the thing. Tim Chavez, okay, I want our DBL Nation to know this, is one of the top most wanted sex offenders in Colorado. 5 years later, he's still on the run. How does this make you feel? How can we help you?
It's hard. I can't even step outside my house without feeling like I need to be watching my back or have some kind of protection on me, or just being really aware of my surroundings. I'm on edge a lot. It's a really tough feeling.
He violated you, and may I say now violated any sense of safety. I mean, that goes on forever. It's not just a one-time thing. I want to just say that you showed up today, and that is more than many people can do. Bravo.
Amen.
You should
What a
be
survivor.
very proud of yourself. Absolutely. legally. I want to know this. It's similar to a ton of people out there that they can just bond out. So what do you think needs to be done to change this system sort of legislatively?
I think that if you were to have ever ran on bond, especially the severity of a case,
Right.
You shouldn't be allowed to bond out.
It's so frustrating. You tried to sue your employer. You also, that was dismissed in court, and then your justice system failed you basically by letting him out. So all these years later, why is it still important to you to keep fighting?
It's important to me because so many of these cases get pushed under a rug completely, or the punishment never really fits the crime. And it's important to me because I don't want anything like this to ever happen to anyone else.
Wow.
It's a very debilitating thing to have gone through, and it still affects me today. And due to the fact that he's never been found, like, it's very important that he does get found, because if he doesn't, that just means someone else could lay victim to him, and that's a terrible feeling.
Wow, to think that you, despite the tragedy, that you have somehow triumphed, and I use that word carefully and respectfully, to become an advocate and an activist just speaks volumes to your character. You are unbelievable, and I'm so sorry that you've had to go through this. I really hope that we can get the word out. Everybody share this story. He is on the run. We know what he looks like.
We know his
Let's
name.
collectively find him. Thank you, Asia, for, as Tori said, showing up today. If you want to learn more about Asia's story, check out Westward Magazine at westward.com.